when you're black, you're never really lonely because there will always be a white person all up in your business.
If you can't tell, the whole black Scottish thing and the whole gingers are black thing, like, Americans are obsessed with black people. It's clear. Even the racist ones. We are obsessed with black people. We love them. Most of us love them. There are a few of us that act like they hate them, but they're also obsessed.
South, and over the last month, I've been keeping record of the things that have been said in front of me. So the first one was a guy that I'd hired to detail my car, come to my house and detail my car. He had come a few times, and on the last time, he finished and came in to tell me that he wanted me to come look at it to make sure nothing was fucked up. So I said, surely nothing's fucked up. And he said, well, you know, I don't want it to be fucked up like an N-words checkbook. So I looked at him in a state of horror, and he said, what? Oh, like a black guy's checkbook. And I said, just stop. Not interested in looking at anything with you now. And he said, then he started to go on some kind of rant about how he can say that because his great-grandfather was part Indian, his words. Asked him to leave, and of course never had him back. The second thing was I was at a lighting store looking at a fixture for my house, and I was talking to the lady who owned it with her husband, and both of them were out there, and I was asking questions about a chandelier, and her husband chimed in and said, oh, are you looking for chandelier? And she started to laugh, and I looked confused, and she said, oh honey, we've got a store in the hood, and those people, they come in and they call them chandeliers. And then they began to laugh, and then I walked out. The next was a guy that I was thinking about going on a date with called me one evening, and I answered the phone. I said, hey, what are you doing? He said, ironing my shirt for work tomorrow. And I said, ooh, putting in extra starch, just saying something silly. And he goes, hell no, I ain't no N-word. So then I hung up again in horror. And the last, I was thinking about buying a lot to build a house, and I ran into a guy that lived around the corner, and I was telling him about it. And he said, well, whatever you do, if you decide to ever sell it, just don't sell it to no Indians. All within the last month. And these are the same people, I can assure you, that will say and declare and claim that racism, it doesn't exist.
Hello lovelies, welcome back to today's episode. After I came across this particular video, it's funny how this time around the white people, they no longer want to hide anything. They are exposing each other the way they are very obsessed with black people. They always need to see them around here and there. They always need to talk about them, to check on them. Imagine, you don't like someone, but you always need that person to be around you. Guys, let's dive into today's episode. The credits belongs to the original creators of these videos I gathered for you. Drop your opinion, then you come back with more commentaries.
You know, I'm Jewish and Irish. I wish I was black. Every white Jewish guy wishes he was black.
Like, this world's amazing. I mean, let's also just be real. Like, I wanted to be black.
Listen,
all the best players in the world were black. All the best.
Oh, why do you hang out with so many black people then, huh? What do you want to be black? Fucking a little bit. It's so much cooler some of the time, okay? Every white person wishes they were black a little bit. Any white person who says they don't is a fucking liar or a cop, okay? Do not believe that.
to be black. I want to be black. We live in a society that emulates black people. We want to be black, dress black, talk black. We text black. I sent out a text this morning. I was like, yo, what up? Where you at? I've never said that sentence out loud in my life.
Wow.
So, like, for me, I think my family's been trying to be black for a long time. So,
You're like the Kardashians in here.
Shout out to my brothers. Let's get it. Peace.
All right, racists, let's talk. I'm just gonna come out and say it. A majority of white people wish that they were black. They wish that they had the ability to create or invent. They wish that they had the ability to wear a variety of hairstyles. They wish that they had the ability to dance. They wish that they had original fashion. They wish that their style was memorable. They wish that they were able to turn heads in public. They wish that they could spend more than 2 hours in the sun. They wish to be desired. They wish that they could smell as good as black people. They wish that they were as superior as black people. They wish that they were as athletic as black people. Even wish that they were indigenous and could be gifted an entire planet from the Most High. They wish that they could excel at music and the arts. They wish that they could be scholars like black people. They wish that they were as intelligent as black people. They wish that they could even cook like black people. They even wish that they could look as cool as black people do in their cars, which explains why they have the windows rolled down at all fucking times. And the real big one. They really wish that they could age as gracefully as black people do. Talk to you later. Racists, you know what time it is. Let's talk. Question, why is it that when black Americans are parked in a wide open lot, total freedom, no one around, complete isolation, that a pale chariot comes around carrying Little Red Riding Hood, who just got lost on the way to Grandma's house, pulling up right next to them? It's not just weird. It's colonial. This is what I call settler spatial behavior, or also known as punk-ass parking. It's an inherited compulsion to occupy a space that a black body has claimed. Not because they need to, but because they must. This goes all the way back to stolen land and stolen lives, to squatting on indigenous villages, to building suburbs on black displacements. White comfort demands their displacement. They are programmed to follow them, sit next to them, park right next to them, ask if the seat is taken next to them. And like dogs, they're afraid to be alone. Why? Because whiteness doesn't just crave safety. It craves proximity to what it fears and envies. It's not about the parking spot. It's about the psychological need to intrude. See, in settler colonial psychology, black solitude is unacceptable. Because if black people are alone, they might be safe. If they're safe, they might start remembering. And if they remember, racists are in trouble. So when you're parked in divine solitude and you see them swing their magic school bus right into the divine isolation of your peace and privacy, just know this. It's not by accident. That is the same energy as building plantations next to maroon settlements. The exact same algorithm that built Starbucks over sacred earth. The same weirdos that prefer pumpkin pie over sweet potato pie. So the next time someone's creeping into your solitude like a ghost on probation, just whisper to yourself, they've always needed to sit beside the power that they've tried to erase. But now, everybody knows, and they can't park next to royalty anymore.
Why do white people pay so much attention to black people if they don't like them? You would think if you didn't like something, why would you be paying attention to it? I don't pay attention to things I don't like.
What's the answer?
The answer is the liar knows what lie he told. You see what I'm saying? So even if I made it deceitful and I made you think that the answer is over here, but the answer is really over here, I'm still going to be looking over here. Me, the one that tricked, because I know this is the right answer. Black people have lost their identity, but our oppressors have not lost our identity. That's just why they chopped those noses off of the Pharaoh and the Sphinx in Egypt in the first place, is because without this nose, we can tell you this is whoever it is. But with that nigga nose, it can only be niggas. Why would somebody vandalize a whole face and only vandalize one part? Nobody wanted to knock an eye off or take an ear off or no chins missing. No, just the nose.
Racism is about jealousy. If you think that's a reductive statement, please stick with me. When I say jealousy, I'm talking about insecurity, which is really what jealousy is, but I think it's easier to understand if I say insecurity rather than just jealousy. Because we know from appropriation that we are very jealous of other cultures. Why would we want to listen to the music, eat the food, wear the clothes, do the hairstyles, have everything, the language, but not give credit where credit is due and not uplift the people who created it? White people are so lost in feeling like they don't have a connection to culture, especially many of us who are very far removed from our European roots. And I think the need to fill that space and that insecurity of this lack of culture and lack of something to call our own is often filled with cultural appropriation and the idea that being white is superior. I was first introduced to this concept of racism being jealousy in college, and I can't trace it back to one particular scholar, but I would like to give credit where credit is due to that Black scholar. If you can find anything tracing it to one particular person, please leave that in the comments. I think it's important to think about racism in this way if we want to unlearn it. Because, as some people say who are non-monogamous, or anyone who's just working on their relationships, jealousy is an indicator that something is not quite right with us. It's an indicator of our insecurity and how we might be feeling. It's not about what our partner is doing or what someone on Instagram is doing with their life that makes us feel inadequate. It's about something going on inside. And I think we really need to interrogate that. What is it about people of color showing excellence, people of color maybe being more in touch with culture, people of color being more in touch with the environment, people of color making better food, and everything else that we envy? What does that trigger in us? And why do we have the need to put those people down? It's about jealousy. And if we can figure out that we're feeling that way and trace that feeling back to maybe some of our unconscious biases, I think it's a lot easier to start thinking about, how can we unlearn that? How can I feel secure in my identity as a white person who has roots in maybe Italian and like other cultures, but like doesn't really feel connected to anything? How can I feel secure in myself to not want to put others down, whether that be racism or any other form of discrimination, or just plain hating on another woman because she's amazing? You know, I think this makes it seem like racism is very simple, but it also just helps us frame it in a way that's accessible to us. We know that dismantling racism starts with individual work, and personal growth is all about thinking about the hard things about yourself and the things and parts of yourself that you don't like. And jealousy is one of those things. No one wants to be jealous. It's an awful, awful feeling. And we don't want to admit that we're jealous. And we shy away from that, but it's something we can interrogate, and I think that is going to help us go a long way. Anyway, just my thoughts. Happy Juneteenth. I hopefully will speak about this more coherently in the future. Yeah, Black Lives Matter.
We kept saying, whenever you see Black people claiming they are passing through a lot, they've been denied a lot of opportunities, till that they don't understand why people are hating them so much. They don't understand why people, they are keep abusing them, bully them here and there. You have heard this video. These white people, they are coming out to expose each other that they are obsessed with the Black people. They can't do without them. They can't live in an environment where there is no Black people, because they know Black people are vibes. They bring good energy. How come you are just sitting there saying, I don't want them, I don't like them, they are people of color, they are small minority, and yet those people you don't want, you can't live without them. You always need to see them in your own environment. Now you see what is really happening. Whenever you see people try to fight you, to show that they don't like you, to show that you are less than them, to show that you are nothing, don't think that those people, they are doing something they don't know. Most of them, they wish to be like you, but they can't. It's impossible. The way God created you, it's the way it is. There is nothing you are going to change about it. These people, they always come in to say, we envy the way you are. We envy your hair. We envy your knowledge, your vibes, your music, your food. Now you see, on the other side, someone is racist at a high level. Someone have that level of hatred towards Black people, but it's still, they can't live without them. They can't live without them. If you would wake up and say, you've been saying you want America only white, you need to stay alone, you need your own space, you need your own nation, your own country, we are going somewhere else in a vacation. If it would be something possible, you would see how some people would suffer, would get in a deep depression without seeing black people around them. They always need those people to annoy them, to quarrel, to cause problem, because imagine you have seen some white people would come out to say, why you black people each and every day you change your hair? Today you have this style, tomorrow you have this. Me, I can't change. Me, I'm always just like that. You are lucky, you are blessed. Now you see. But another side, they will come to fight you in a way you never expected. They will try to gossip about you. They will try to push you away from your workplace with them. They will show that they have that envy. They will cook stories for you to get you fired. But on the other hand, they need that person in their presence to keep checking up on them. No wonder you see, whenever black people pass through white people, they always want to stare at them. They always want to check. Wow, see the way they are wearing. See their perfume. See these people, their vibes. You see, you have seen yourself. Even this time around, we have seen African music, American black music, this rap, this hip hop. They started to trend in white places, in white countries. Whenever they hear them, those music, some of them they'll say, I don't hear the beat, but the vibes. I can hear the energy. I can hear something which it try to moves my body, my energy, because I like your beat. I like the way you move, the way you dance, the way you vibes. When I come in your party, black people having a party, you always show that you are united, you are together. You know how to make life easier. You know how to party. Now you see, but when we come on the other side, these people, they show you they are racist. It is something you not change from their genes, is how they are, is how they grow up. No wonder we keep saying, move on with your life. If people bully you, if people show you a high racial profiling, just move on. You need to defend yourself, but also move on. Don't take it personal, because they always need to be like you. They always wish to be like you. You have heard all these videos. Whenever black people, they are just there, they will always sit there, gossip about them, checking what are they doing. Now you have heard yourself. This is something which is even, it's really alarming. How come someone would be so obsessed about someone he hates? You have that level of hatred of racism in you. How come you are obsessed with something you don't like? We are used to like something and you get obsessed with something. When you like to drink Fanta, you like to eat ice cream, you get obsessed with something because you like it. How come these people, they say, we are obsessed with the black people, and yet you don't like them and you will never like them? Make it make sense. I don't understand. Guys, let me know what you think about today's episode. Drop your opinion in the comment section. Thank you. See you in my next episode.